Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news. Alright, Bears fans, buckle up because there's some intriguing movement happening right now that could have serious implications for the future of this team and the NFC North as a whole. We're in the middle of the bye week, a perfect time for the Bears to evaluate their roster, make some strategic moves, and perhaps bring in some new talent to strengthen their squad. And one of the most interesting developments coming out of Hollis Hall lately involves the possibility of signing a former Green Bay Packers pass rusher, Jonathan Garvin. This isn't just any player. Garvin has a connection to the Packers and a decent amount of NFL experience, which makes him a fascinating name to watch. So, what's the story? Well, according to the NFL's Transaction Wire, the Bears hosted Garvin for a workout, along with 4 other free agents, on Tuesday. This kind of move signals that Chicago is seriously considering adding him to their roster, especially with the upcoming schedule and the injuries they've been dealing with on defense. Garvin, drafted in the 7th round back in 2020, spent his first 3 seasons with Green Bay. During his time there, he played in 38 games, accumulating a total of 32 tackles, 15 sacks, and some other notable stats like 7 quarterback hits and 2 pass deflections. He even started a game in 2021, showing that the coaching staff trusted him enough to give him a chance to be on the field. But the Packers decided to move on early in his 4th season, letting him go during training camp, which opened the door for him to seek new opportunities. Since leaving Green Bay, Garvin has been on quite a journey. He played with the Birmingham Stallions in the United Football League, where he really made a name for himself by tallying 20 tackles, 5 sacks, and forcing 2 fumbles in just 10 regular season games. His effort was instrumental in helping the Stallions secure the league title in 2024, a championship that certainly boosted his profile. After that success, Garvin got another shot at the NFL, this time with the San Francisco 49ers, but he hasn't been able to latch onto a full-time roster spot yet. That's why this workout with the Bears is so critical. It could be his chance to prove that he still has what it takes to contribute at the NFL level. Now, it's also worth noting who else was part of that workout group. The Bears brought in some intriguing prospects, including rookie defensive tackle Philip Bliddy, guard Kyle Hergel, and 2 defensive ends, Jaden Peavy and Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, in particular, has a bit of NFL history, having spent time with the Detroit Lions as a 7th-round pick in 2022. These workouts are often about evaluating potential and seeing who can fill the gaps in a team that's been hit hard by injuries, especially on defense. Speaking of injuries, the Bears are in a bit of a tough spot right now. They're sitting at 2-2 after 4 games, and their defense has taken a hit, especially with key players missing time. For example, their all-pro cornerback Jaylon Johnson is on injured reserve with a groin injury that could sideline him for the entire season. That's a significant loss because Johnson is one of the league's top cover guys, and his absence leaves a big hole in the secondary. But the good news is, the Bears are hopeful that some of their injured players might be ready to return after the bye week, giving them a boost heading into Week 6. Kyler Gordon, the slot cornerback, has shown some signs of progress. He returned to limited practice recently and was even listed as questionable for the game against the Raiders. Although the team ultimately decided to hold him out, the fact that he was able to participate in practice indicates that he's on the right track. If things keep progressing well, we might see Gordon back on the field in Week 6. That would be a huge relief for the Bears' secondary, which has been tested early in the season. The team also has linebacker T.J. Edwards and defensive tackle Grady Jarrett dealing with injuries, though their status for the next game remains uncertain. The hope is that these players can recover quickly, especially with the extra time during the bye week to heal and recondition. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the Bears are in a pivotal moment. They're trying to find consistency on defense, and adding a player like Garvin could be a smart move. He's experienced, familiar with the NFC North from his time in Green Bay, and has shown resilience in his career. Remember, the Bears have a history of giving opportunities to former Packers drafted defensive linemen. Jonathan Ford, another former Packers player, is currently on the practice squad and was even elevated for the Week 4 game against the Raiders. That familiarity and history could work in Garvin's favor if the Bears decide to sign him officially. The team's defense has shown flashes of potential, but also some inconsistency, which is understandable given the injuries and the adjustment period for new players. The hope is that by the time they face Washington on October 13, they'll have a healthier unit, with key players like Jalen Johnson, T.J. Edwards, and Grady Jarrett back on the field. The defense's performance will be crucial in the upcoming stretch, especially as they face tough opponents and aim to climb higher in the NFC standings. And it's not just about fixing the current issues. The Bears are also looking ahead, building for the future. Every addition, every move during the bye week is part of that bigger picture, a team that wants to contend for a playoff spot and make a deep run in the postseason. Their offensive side has been solid, with Justin Fields continuing to develop as a passer and runner, but the defense needs to step up and be more consistent. The potential signing of Garvin could be a piece of that puzzle, especially if he impresses in practice and earns his spot. It's also important to remember how this fits into the broader NFC North landscape. The division has been competitive early on, with the Lions, Packers, and Vikings all showing flashes of strength. The Bears want to position themselves as serious contenders, and strengthening their pass rush, especially in the interior and on the edges, is a key part of that strategy. Adding a versatile pass rusher like Garvin could help them pressure quarterbacks more effectively, disrupt passing lanes, and create turnovers, all essential ingredients for success. Of course, signing a player like Garvin isn't guaranteed. The Bears will have to make a corresponding move to open up a roster spot, likely releasing someone from the practice squad or making a minor trade. But given the current injury situation and the need for depth, especially on defense, it's a move that makes sense. The coaching staff will evaluate his fit, his effort during the workout, and how well he can adapt to the Bears' scheme. If he impresses, he might just earn a spot on the active roster sooner rather than later. And for fans, this is an exciting development. It shows that the Bears are proactive, looking for ways to improve and adapt on the fly. Every move, every signing, can be the difference between a good season and a great one. The team is clearly trying to build a resilient, competitive squad that can withstand the rigors of the NFL season and make a real push for the postseason. Testament to the management's focus on building a strong defense, one that can complement Justin Fields' explosive playmaking and turn this team into a legitimate playoff contender. So, as we look ahead to the next few weeks, keep an eye on this situation. Will Garvin join the Bears roster? Will he help turn the tide on their pass rush and overall defensive performance? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The Bears are making moves, and they're doing so with an eye on the future. They're assembling a squad that's hungry, competitive, and ready to fight for every inch on the field. The journey is far from over, and the energy around Hollis Hall is undoubtedly buzzing with anticipation. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. Do you think Garvin could be the spark they need? Are there other positions you believe the team should focus on during this bye week? Remember, every opinion counts and helps build this community of passionate fans. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, let's keep the spirit alive, bear down.